Hi you guys, I'm back. I am on recording number 6 right now because I am so excited about this video about being neurodivergent. In this video, I'm just going to say ND, because I'm going to be saying it a lot, but I made a previous video about this because I have ADHD. I am part of the ND Baddies Club, the ND Hot Girl Club. Very much so, and over the last few months, I've kind of been studying this and getting a better understanding. So I'm going to give you guys 5 ways that neurodivergency might actually be a spiritual gift, and also how it may help in your development to your advantage. Okay, you're not weird, you're not crazy, there's nothing wrong with you, you're just different. And as a spiritualist, or a witch, or a medium, or a psychic, whatever you identify yourself as, anything related to the spiritual realm and the occult, we're weirdos anyway. That's how God made us. It's okay, So let's get into it. The first way this can be an advantage is your heightened sensitivity. And this is very, very common in ND individuals. And this can be sensitivity to sounds, textures, emotions, or even energies. And this can often feel overwhelming, but it actually may be a form of spiritual attunement, okay? This heightened awareness, it really allows ND people we can perceive subtle shifts in energy that others might miss. So what does this look like? For example, an ND person might notice when a room's emotional atmosphere changes, or they'll pick up on the subtleties of someone's mood. And from a spiritual perspective, this is like having a finely tuned antenna for energetic vibrations, making you very naturally intuitive and empathetic and understanding. I know as an empath, sometimes our sensitivity does not feel like a gift. Sometimes it feels like a burden. Sometimes it's like, oh God, why am I like this? And listen to me when I tell you I have tried to change this about myself. And I have not been able to do so. To the point that I was going to God, I was going to my spirit guides, I was going to my ancestors and saying, look, can y'all please, there's something wrong with me. I'm so sensitive to energies and people's moods and my emotions. I feel so raw, right? And they were like, no, because you can't change it. But the key is learning how to protect yourself and put up boundaries. And that's going to be another video, kind of to piggyback off of this one, about how as ND individuals we can protect ourselves spiritually. Okay, because we do need a little bit more protection. I'm not going to lie, because we are more sensitive. Okay, so the second one is going to be non-linear thinking. And many ND individuals, such as those with ADHD, they have brains that don't follow conventional patterns of logic or organization. And this might be labeled as disorganized by societal standards, but it's actually a profound spiritual gift. Because nonlinear thinking allows for this innovative, creative, problem-solving energy, and also the ability to see connections that others don't. Okay, from a spiritual perspective, this could be viewed as tapping into the flow of the universe, where the ideas and inspirations emerge from just unexpected places. There's infinite possibilities. Our imagination runs wild. Our thoughts bounce off one another very, very quickly. And I use this in my readings, when I do my readings for you guys. And I'll tell you guys, if I'm going too fast, please cut me off and stop me. Because when I'm channeling by spirit, I start talking very quickly. Because the information is coming so strongly, so much at once. Okay, think of that as accessing a higher dimension of thought, that it's not constrained by earthly limitations. That's what I'm saying. I can only say so many words at a time, but the information behind it is profound. And it bounces off one another. Okay, it's just a whole lot of energy. The third way that ND individuals can thrive using their ND traits as spiritual gifts is deep focus and passion. And in the neurodivergent community, you'll see this called like special interests or even sometimes hyperfixation. And this is often seen, in people with ADHD because in other conditions as well. But when we are deeply interested in a topic or a task, we just immerse ourselves fully. Mind, body, spirit, soul, heart, everything just goes into it. And think about if we're doing magic, right? If you're doing a spell and you are so deeply connected to that work because that's all you're focusing on, you're putting all your energy into it because you're so passionate about what you're doing and the results that you need, it's going to be very powerful because that's a lot of energy. And this can also help us to achieve higher levels of understanding of a skill that it almost seems otherworldly because we practice it so much, because we love it so much. My special interests, and I'm sure y'all can pick up on this, beauty, glam, makeup, hair, nails, clothes, fashion, anything related to that stuff, and spirituality and witchiness and witchcraft and the occult and Palo and all these things. Like, those are my two special interests, and I spend a lot of my day dedicated to those two things, and it makes me happy. It makes me so happy, and I can spread it with the world. And I know that my ADHD has a lot to do with that because I'm hyperfixated on it. Not in an obsessive way, okay? We're not talking about psychosis or obsession or anything like that, okay? It's not up there. It's just deep focus and adoration for a particular topic or a task. And this kind of focus actually aligns with the concept of spiritual mastery. And, dedicating yourself fully to a path, whether it's art, science, healing, like, this ability to dive deep can be a form of channeling. And that's when the individual becomes a vessel for divine knowledge or inspiration, because that energy is just flowing from the heavens down through you into whatever you are doing. So it's a beautiful thing. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is going to be challenging the status quo. Many neurodivergent people naturally question societal norms and expectations, whether it's rejecting rigid schedules, redefining relationships, or challenging, traditional roles. This ability to think outside the box is a profound spiritual gift. And in different spiritual traditions, challenging this status quo is usually associated with spiritual leaders, visionaries, and revolutionaries who bring new ways of thinking to humanity. Think about Jesus, think about Buddha, Muhammad, like all these prophets and ascended masters, right? They had their own philosophy that they brought to Earth with a divine connection. And they changed the planet because those are, the foundation of 3 of the largest religions in the world. So I don't know if Jesus had ADD or not. I don't even know if ADHD was a thing back then. But regardless, this challenge, anytime you go against the grain, it has potential to change the world in a positive way. And, ND individuals can often act as catalysts for this change because we actually encourage others to break free themselves and break free from limiting beliefs and outdated systems. So it can be very helpful to other people too. And that also kind of ties in to number 5, which is living authentically. Sometimes we actually force people to live authentically that are around us. We just simply cannot conform to societal expectations. A lot of us are very free-spirited. And while this can be challenging, it also aligns with deep spiritual truths, and just setting that example. When I say it forces someone to live authentically, I'm talking about a force, okay? I'm not saying you're, grabbing somebody's arm and making them do something. No. It's just that energy of you being authentic is so strong and so true that it triggers something in the people around you. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. But in many spiritual teachings, authenticity is the key to enlightenment. By living as your true self and being unburdened by masks or external validation. Okay? Indie individuals, often we embody this, and we actually are able to teach others the value of being unapologetically unique and true to their own paths and being who you are. A lot of us are old souls, and a lot of us have been through, some hard lifetimes, to the point now where we're like, I'm not living that way. I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm going to do what I want. I'm going to be who I am. I'm not hurting anybody. So let me do what I need to do. Because we have this magnificent internal compass that guides us in combination with our intuition and listening to our own spirit and our own inner being, but also our spirit guides and our mortals and ancestors and God and all of that. So a lot of us can be very headstrong in that way, but it works out for us. Anytime that you're being authentic to yourself and knowing that you are doing what's best for you and doing right by your soul, you are going to see positive results. That does not mean it's going to be easy, because I just said that a lot of times we do challenge the societal norm, but eventually it's worth it. You just gotta hang in there. Okay? I hope this helped y'all. Again, whether you are neurodivergent yourself, or you are just curious, or maybe you have a loved one that's also spiritual, I hope this gave you guys kind of a different perspective of it. It's very interesting. And your spirit guides and your ancestors, they know. Because a lot of it is genetic. I'm not saying all neurodivergent types, we'll call them, are DNA or genetic related. But I know some of them are. And so your ancestors probably got it. We all have ancestral thought patterns, certain ones ingrained in us. Some of them we need to keep. Some of them we need to let go of. And our neurodivergency really, really brings out those thought patterns. And in my opinion, if you have this ability about you and you have this quirkiness, I'm sorry, my iPad just went off. You're more in tune, and sometimes it can actually make ancestral healing go by a lot quicker and a lot stronger. You see? But that's just my opinion. If you would like to book a reading with me, you can click the link in my description and contact me to book. There is information about my readings in the description as well, with prices and whatnot. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for your love and support. Until next time, okay?